What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Gentlemen and ladies, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. Don Lemon Juice went on The View, and that was crazy. The Birthright tourism. Wait till you hear what these women are doing in California, giving birth, not even citizens in this country, just literally making more and more anchor babies. It's crazy. More from Jaden Ivey on that fallout. I got to tell you guys what these idiots are saying about him, which is crazy. Leslie Jones, whom nobody would ever want to marry, is saying that marriage is legal slavery, which is insane. Before all of that, let's get the Pam Bondi getting fired. Welcome to the Officer Tatum Show.
I want everybody in this room to have that same spirit, that same identity carried in your life.
Make sure that you go through life and find your purpose.
And we don't do this just to get a pat on the back. We do it because we came here to win.
And it starts with you understanding that God has a purpose for you.
This is the time to be more bold than ever before.
We're all Americans at the end of the day, and we should love one another. We should be focused on what's right for our country.
Welcome back to the Officer Tatum Show. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to Sean T, R.I.P. Sean Taylor. I just want to give a quick tribute. One of the best safeties to ever play the game. One of the best football players to ever play football in history of football. Washington Redskins, he was my favorite player. And his birthday was yesterday, so I wanted to show him some love today by wearing his jersey, 21, for the Washington Redskins. That's the only name that the Redskins have. Don't say nothing else. They're Washington Redskins forever. Okay, but I just want to show some love to Sean Taylor, man. It's sad that he tragically lost his life due to gun violence. Some young boys that he let clean his house and help him out around, give him a little money to do little chores around the house. They came and tried to rob him. They thought he wasn't there. He was there with his newborn baby. She's playing volleyball right now, doing a star. It's so bad. It's so sad that Sean didn't get to see his little girl grow up because these thugs decided to shoot him. Breaking in his house, stealing money from him when he gave them opportunity. Very sad thing. Someone wasn't even 18. But anyway, Sean Taylor's legacy would never die because I will always support Sean Taylor, his legacy, his family, forever. I want to keep Sean Taylor's name alive so people know who he is until I'm gone, all right? So I want to just give a shout out. Also, some real cool news. It is my 10-year anniversary on YouTube. So I've been a member on YouTube for 10 years. Obviously, I've only been active on YouTube for about 6 years, but I've been on there registered for 10 years. Shout out to YouTube and shout out to Nick for hooking your boy up. You know what I like. This is why I love YouTube right here, because you know what I like. They take care of your boy. All right, so shout out to my guy. All right, let's get to some of this stuff. Before we get there, thank you for the members. I appreciate you guys signing up. Post-show clarity will be after the show. Obviously, we have trivia tomorrow and hotline blink. All right? The hotline is available. Call in on the hotline. If my team chooses your voicemail, we'll put you on the show. Every day we do about 6 people on the show to choose from. If it's good, don't embellish. You ain't got to fake it. We know when you're faking it. But if you have a good commentary and we think it's adequate to put out there, but the rest of them, I always try to listen to them. I'll have them play them for me so I can hear you, even if you don't get chosen. So Tatum Hotline is 480-788-1858, 480-788-1858. And just so y'all know, it's blowing up, baby. I mean, people are leaving so many messages, and I'm so grateful for a lot of you guys and what you have to say. Let's get to the first story. Shut up, Brandon. Let's go. All right, I heard you loud and clear. Pam Bondi. Donald Trump. Come here, dog. Come here, big dog. Can you please stop hiring people that you got to fire? This is one thing. Donald Trump, I love everything about Donald Trump, just about, right? I love his candor. I love how he's just candid. I love how he speaks his mind. I love his business acumen. Maybe some of the other stuff he done in business I don't like, but I like the fact that he believes in himself. All the great qualities that Donald Trump has, I like. But I just don't know why he picks the wrong people for some of this stuff. His first term, he had to fire so many people. And it was annoying to me. And I said, Trump, when you come in again, you got to take your time for the love of God and pick the right people. Now, I know in many cases it's not his fault because people are stupid. They tell you one thing, they did it, and then they turn on you. And then you don't have any control. I'm not saying this is Pam Bondi, but what I'm saying is that some of y'all making Trump look bad because you're not doing your job like you're supposed to. Let me get to the news clip, and then I'm going to give more commentary on this. Roll the Fox clip.
Kaylee, I just got off the phone with President Trump. We have a big scoop. Pam Bondi will soon leave her job as the Attorney General. She is going to get a different job within the administration. It doesn't sound like there is any bad blood between her and President Trump, but it does seem like they want her to go and do something else. And in an interim role, she will be replaced by Todd Blanche, who is currently her deputy at the Justice Department. So it doesn't sound like Blanche is being elevated long term to the Attorney General. There might be somebody else that the president wants to go in there. But President Trump soon will announce to the entire world that it is the end of Pam Bondi's time as the Attorney General. He still thinks that she is a great person and that she did a good job. And he still wants her in the fold because she will still be an important part of the administration, he tells me. But no longer as the top law enforcement officer of the United States. That, at least for a little while, is going to be.
I'm just going to give my commentary, and then we're going to get to Don Lemon. Just real quick. This is very frustrating to me because these people aren't who you think they are, and I don't know how Trump gets caught up with some of these people that should not even be in his sphere. What it does is when you're hanging around or you're endorsing people who are not sufficiently able to do their job, it makes you look bad. It makes you look like you don't know what you're doing, and all of the naysayers begin to become right. People were saying from the very beginning Pam Bondi should have never been in that position. People were saying Kristi Noem should have never been in that position. And it seems like somehow we either overlooked what people were saying or I don't know. I don't understand. And so Pam Bondi is gone. And I felt like she messed up when she did that Epstein thing. But the reason that she did that is because she's not qualified to be in that position. Kristi Noem was not qualified to be in the position she was in. And I would think that Trump and people in our government should know or understand that before we end up finding out. Because as soon as they did the binder thing, I said, y'all acting like y'all social media influencers. Y'all more viral than you are doing your job. Y'all want to do all this so crazy stuff. I don't need you to be a celebrity. I don't need you to be woke or whatever you want to do, awakened. I don't need you to do nothing but your job. There was a big fumble over the Epstein thing. None of this should have been an issue. They should have said, we don't have nothing to release, period. If you have things to release, you release everything you have to release, period. You don't get out there and do a binder scenario, do a binder gate, and then you're on the news saying one thing, and then you behind closed doors saying another, then you do something different, and then you saying something different than Donald Trump saying. What are y'all doing? I'm going to say this and I'm going to move on. What bothers me the most is I feel like, and I don't know if this is true, this is just my opinion, okay? I don't have any insight. They not calling me on the phone and telling me all this stuff. I'm just giving my observation based on my life experience. What I feel happens is that Donald Trump is the big dog, and everybody want to be a part of Donald Trump's life. Everybody want to be close to Donald Trump. People will fake who they are. Everybody on the come up trying to use Donald Trump. And I feel like some of these people know they're not worth a dime, but you got somebody that Trump trusts that introduced that person to Trump, and people are advocating for their friends and their homeboys thinking to look out for themselves and not look out for Donald Trump. That's just my opinion. And I feel like Donald Trump has been giving people an opportunity and they just blow it. And then what happens? The left, it appears that the left was right. Pam Bondi was not qualified. And I'll add this, and this is a knock against Donald Trump just a little bit, and I love you, Trump. You're my favorite president. And I'd vote for you 6 times if you can eligibly run for 6 times, or run 6 times. Is that when people mess up, you got to hold them accountable. You got to be transparent. You got to give us a real reason why Pam Bondi is not in her position anymore. I don't want to hear, oh, she's such a good person and I love her. And if she was so good and she was so, then she need to be in her position. If you remove her from her position, everybody's going to say that she got fired. And then if you kissing her butt or saying all these great things about her after you fired her, it just makes us all look bad. So like Kristi Noem with her sorry self, and I call her sorry because $200 million for a commercial is insane, that led to a shell company that was started 6 days before they got the bid that went to a company that's associated with you. That's fraud. That's fraud. And you ain't had no business doing that when our country got all this stuff we got to worry about, and you doing fraud. And you know you're doing fraud. And you know somebody concocted a LLC 6 days before you gave them the bid. You knew better than that. I like to treat these people like my kids. Some of y'all need a spanking. She knew better than, and Pam Bondi knew better than to put them binders out there. Get on TV. I got evidence of 100,000 different things. I'm going to show everything to everybody. Then I don't have nothing to show nobody. Y'all grown, man. Y'all grown. Y'all too grown to be cutting up, making Trump look bad. God dang. Let's go to Don Lemon Juice. Don Lemon had potential. He was on The View. I thought Don Lemon, back in the day, Don Lemon used to have a brain. Now, I guess that, I ain't gonna say that. That's not right. I guess that man on his back messing his brain up, man. The man ain't supposed to be on your back like that, bro. And maybe that didn't made him go crazy. Because I think back in the day, before he was gay, he probably was not. Now he weird now. And I don't know, maybe he always been gay. Maybe his daddy didn't love him enough. I don't know what's going on with him, but he used to be smart. He used to take accountability. He used to hold the black community accountable. And now he just on here lying and being weird. At the award ceremony with another man. You know how weird that looked, bro? You at the award ceremony with another man. That fool was at an award ceremony. I think it was BET. You see all these couples taking pictures together. A black man with a black wife. Black wife with a black husband. Then you see the only thing, Don Lemon with another man and he white. All right, roll the clip. I'm through.
In January, you were arrested and charged by the DOJ with 2 counts of criminal conspiracy against the right of religious freedom after you were reporting on a protest inside a Minnesota church. A few days after the protest, you were then in LA covering the Grammys, and they arrested you in your hotel.
Yeah.
Federal agents came and did it.
Yes.
So you see these guys coming at you, you're thinking, who is that?
Whoopi, I didn't see them coming.
You didn't see them coming.
I got on the elevator, you
Right.
know, turn, you hit the button, and as I was hitting the button, someone grabbed me and I said, oh my God, I'm being mugged.
Right.
I thought I was being mugged, so I started, it was jostling, I started pulling back, and they're like, we're federal agents, we're here to arrest you. I'm like, for what? Where's the warrant, right?
Yeah.
And so we had a bit of a struggle because I wanted to see a warrant. They didn't have it.
They didn't have the warrant?
They didn't have it. And so they went outside to get an FBI agent. And they showed that he brought a picture of a warrant on the phone.
He brought a picture of a warrant.
Picture of the warrant.
Picture?
So now you can go and arrest somebody and hold up a picture and say, so can we do can we as normal people say, hey, I'm an FBI agent, here's my warrant, you going to jail?
Wow.
Well, it's very similar to, you know, what happened to some of the folks in Minneapolis and beyond.
Yeah.
They had, instead of you having a judicial.
They do not have to show you a warrant while they're executing an arrest. Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Or evil? Or are you C, all of the above? Or maybe D, all of the above? Or like you guys know better. Do some research. When they're executing a warrant, they don't have to show you the warrant in the middle of them arresting you. And I bet you $1 million that there's an exception that if they show you a version or electronic copy of the warrant and not a physical copy of the warrant, that should be sufficient. What are you talking about? I did all kind of hits when I was on the SWAT team. We don't show them the warrant while we coming in, breaking down their front door. All you hear is boom, blah, blah, police, 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 get on the ground, get on the ground. We don't run through the house with the AR with the warrant with the warrant attached. Look at the warrant. No, man, what we do is that in a reasonable time, after we arrest you and put you in a car, we show you the warrant. Roll the clip.
Warrant they had, I forget what they call it, as something another kind of warrant.
A faux warrant.
Administrative warrant. Thank
A
you.
chat GPT mocked up warrant.
Yeah. So look, mine was real apparently, but here's the thing. When I heard
time out. a ChatGPT mocked up warrant. I don't know what crack these people smoking, but you can't produce a court document on ChatGPT. It is an official court document from the courts that you have to fill out and get signed by a judge. These people are so stupid, it's crazy to me. I think they think that the FBI creates a paper and that's their warrant. That's not how it works. There's a warrant affidavit form that comes from the government. Like you print it out. This is a government document that you have to fill in the blanks on, and you put the stuff on the preset thing, and then the judge has to sign it. And the judge signs the warrant. That's how you get a warrant that can be actually executed. The FBI don't bring their own warrant to you and write it up and be like, here is the warrant. No, they gotta get all of this approved through a judge before they can arrest you. A judge has to pass this off. Read the statute. You have to have probable cause. Roll it.
Todd Blanche and Pam Bondi and others talking about this. I got an attorney.
Right.
And my attorney emailed them and said, hey, if you guys are serious, let's do this right.
Yeah.
He'll turn himself in.
Yeah.
They call it self-report.
They didn't want to do that.
Didn't respond.
No.
I think they did it once. He did it once, maybe twice, but they did not respond.
Yeah.
And they sent, I don't know, 12, 15, maybe 20
People.
agents.
Right.
It's a waste of taxpayer
The more
dollars.
expensive
Because
option.
all
and the more theatrical.
all they had to do was, hey, Mr. Lemon, turn yourself in. Okay, where do I go? What's the address? I'll be there in however many minutes.
And federal prosecutors do that, and the Justice Department does that to send a message and to intimidate and to harass. And it's
Can I
unfortunate,
tell you
my
something?
friend, that you went through that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Kiss her on the
And
face.
Sonny,
you two.
I've been leaning on Sonny for counsel just as a friend. No legal stuff, but just as a friend.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. They do it because they want to embarrass people, because they did it with everyone. They want to embarrass
Correct.
you.
It's
They
called a
want
perp
humiliate.
walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as my
Time out.
friend who
Y'all didn't say nothing when they did it to Trump. Y'all said nothing when they did to Trump. Trump did nothing criminal or nothing violent. They could have had Trump turn himself in. They didn't do that. They had to go through the whole rigmarole. They didn't say nothing with General Flynn. Y'all said nothing with these other people that they went to their house with guns drawn, whole SWAT team. Y'all didn't say nothing then, but now you want to cry because it happened to you. Okay. Roll the clip.
who is also an attorney, said that they gave you the N-word treatment.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that is
Really?
correct. Well, let me ask you this,
That's what
Tom,
she said.
because we've known each other for a long time. Our offices were across the road at CNN from each other, the hallway. And I've seen you report on the ground. We reported together in Ferguson. And so what I saw on tape was just you doing your job, and you do it extremely well. You were charged along with another independent reporter named Georgia Fort. And you know, we've talked about it. You've said that this case is bigger than you, and that you do feel that you are specifically being targeted by this administration.
Yes, I do.
Why?
Well, I mean, the president has been talking about me forever. When you were at CNN, you know, he would call me the dumbest man on television.
Yes.
He'd tweet
You
about
were.
me. I'm not on
You
Twitter.
were.
Isn't that funny? He calls us the same
Thing, right?
Yeah,
But you know, every
exactly.
accusation.
Because y'all dumb as a mother.
Yes. Yes.
And I think the dumbest man on television, he presented himself last night.
Yeah.
That was the evidence of it.
Yeah.
But every accusation is a confession with this.
That's true.
Whatever they say about someone
Yeah.
else, you know, it's usually about them. Like, look at what they say about how they, you know, demonize trans people. And then you have, whatchamacallit, with the boobs. Kristi Noem's husband.
Noem's
So,
husband.
yeah, every accusation. is a confession.
Allegedly. Why do you think, though, that it's bigger than you are?
Because they're trying to put a chill on journalism. Now, listen.
Time out.
Full
Forget
tra-
it. I can't. We got to get to the next story. I can't live with listening to this stupidity. First and foremost, y'all said nothing about J6ers. People that were on January 6th that went into the Capitol to cover what was going on. They arrested people. They arrested people that didn't even go in the building. They arrested people for just walking around in the Capitol building. Y'all arrested them and then nobody had mercy on it. They were in jail with no due process, all kind of crazy stuff. And then this fool goes into a church. You had no business going into the church. If they're trying to stifle journalism, they'd arrested everybody in the church. But they didn't. It's because some of you guys were the antagonizers. They just coming after me as a black man. I don't think a single black person was arrested on January 6th. The government is weaponized against anybody that's against them. And if you want to say that this is a weaponization, then won't you complain when they did it on the opposite side? You didn't, because you're a slime bag. Okay, let's go to the Birthright tourism section of this show. Make sure you guys call in and do your little, what is the hotline? The voicemail on the hotline. My little voicemail on the hotline is funny, bro. Y'all got to listen to it. Bye. Anyway, 480-788-1858. 480-788-1858. You can call in and leave us a message. And if I like your message or they like you, I don't listen to them off the top. I let them listen to them so it's unbiased. I don't even know what I'm going to hear. You know, just like you get a missed call on your phone and you go, I wonder what check these voicemails. I'm hearing this stuff for the first time. So anyway, let's go to Birthright tourism. Y'all saw yesterday that the Supreme Court had an argument. Donald Trump was the first person in the history to argue at the Supreme Court. I think he was the first person in history to argue in the Supreme Court on behalf of not allowing people to have anchor babies. We all know, all of us who have common sense, we know that why wouldn't you, if you want to be in America, take your narrow behind over here, have a baby, and then now you're stuck here. Now the government has a harder time getting rid of you. If you don't want to do it the right way, that's the alternative way to do it. Who wouldn't do that? We know that that's what they're doing. That's why we need to stop the birthright stuff, especially for people who are not citizens. What are we talking about? All right, roll the clip.
Federal agents swooping in this morning to raid what they are calling maternity tourism rings. The ring helps pregnant women, most of them in this area from China, illegally travel to the U.S. to give birth to American babies. NBC4's Hetty Chang has more from Orange County.
Just after sunrise, they are ready to roll. Our cameras are there as dozens of federal investigators storm into the Carlisle apartments in Irvine.
If you come here in the evening, you see all the pregnant women walking around.
Investigators say this building and at least 20 other locations they raided in
20.
LA, Orange, and San Bernardino counties double as maternity hotels.
People who come from China to the United States for the sole purpose
of having a baby so they can become citizens. Now, you see 20 different locations. That means that people need to go to jail, right? Somebody's organizing this. Who is it? I bet you $400 billion that people in law enforcement in the state of California knew this was going on. People driving down the street are like, that's weird. All these pregnant women at this place, that's weird. All these pregnant Chinese women at this one building. That's kind of interesting. Stevie Wonder can see they doing something crazy, but the government don't want to do anything about it. Why? Because they want as many illegal aliens to become citizens in this country so they can control the next demographic of people so they can have control and influence forever. You Negroes, they're done with you. You useful idiots, they're done with you. They had enough of y'all. Y'all can't do nothing. Y'all killing each other. They can't use y'all no more. So now they go into the next thing. And then they want the low information voters, people that may not understand American culture, so then they can change culture. Then they can change history because y'all not embodied in the American experience. So they can gear you in whatever direction. They bring you over here, let you be poor, be on the government dole. That's what they do. Get the Mexicans over here. People been working these jobs for a century now. Oh, get the Mexicans over here. Pay them less. Let them have as many kids as they can. Oh, now the population is now 40% of people who don't have an attachment to America. And then you trick them. You know what? If you want to be a citizen, vote for me. We'll give you permanent citizenship. You'll be here and bring all your mom and your cousin in here. They will vote for you any day of the week. And then they do nothing for you like they did the black people. And then they go on to the next group. I hope these people burn in hell for doing nefarious things to the people of this country. Not the pregnant women. I don't count them because they just doing what's available. But you government officials and you politicians who knew that you were doing this, I hope you burn in hell. Why do you say that, Brandon? There are people right now that are working hard and paying all this money in taxes, risking their life for us to do things in this country, and all you doing is fraud. People struggling paying taxes, and y'all doing fraud. Hard-earned money, people working their butt off their whole life. And you've been taking taxes from these people their whole life for you to do fraud. Our country would be united if it wasn't for y'all. Doing fraud, taking advantage of people, stealing money, buying votes, having dead people vote. Y'all, I hope y'all burn for what y'all doing to our country. California is so beautiful, and y'all screwing it. The light rail to nowhere. Hundreds of billions of dollars blown. The homelessness crisis. California should be in a utopia. Weather is good all year. And y'all effing it over. Gavin Newsom, dirty devils. Hope you get what you deserve. Next clip. Let's go.
About birth tourism. It's booming. In 2023, over 300,000 babies were born to unauthorized or legal temporary immigrant mothers. Add that in total. It's 9% of the U.S. births in that given year.
Good. That's enough. You see that number? That's crazy as a mofo. All right, let's get Stephen A. Smith real quick.
What I'm asking you, as American citizens in the United States of America, do you or do you not have a problem with birthright citizenship?
Come on, Stephen.
I do. And I'm a brother that loves my Latino brothers and sisters.
He almost, hold on. He almost said a big booty Latina. I know, Stephen A., you almost said it. He said, I'm a brother that love them big my Latino brothers. Go back, man. I swear Stephen A. was about to say it. I swear he was like, and I'm a brother that love them big Latinos. Come on, Stephen, go.
I do. And I'm a brother that loves my Latino brothers and sisters. Absolutely love them. And I'm talking, and I see people in impoverished areas, and, you know, where tyranny is reigning, and whether it's from Haiti or other places, and I'm like, damn, we got to help them. We're the richest country in the world. I got it. We got to help them. To me, if I was the president, I'd do everything I can to make sure the border was closed. But in the same breath, I wouldn't be trying to bother too many people here, other than the criminals. Because we're a gorgeous mosaic, and folks, migrants helped build this country. But we are in desperate times. And when are we going to realize that? We're $39 trillion in debt. Our economy is not strong. It's threatening to unravel before our very eyes. Unemployment isn't dissipating. There's been crime. There's pestilence and poverty. There's a lot going on in this country, and there's a lot of evidence that gives people cause to pause and make them scared of the state of affairs that exist in our nation. How do you resolve that? If you're just letting people walk in, especially people who intentionally cross the border illegally just to give birth to someone, to a kid on American soil, to ensure that they're American citizens. And it's clear that that's the intent. What do you do then?
Mm-hmm. Preach.
Would I handle things differently if I were the president? You're damn right I would.
Come on, Bishop.
Do I think he's done a lot of things wrong? You're damn right I do.
Come on now.
But not everything. Not everything.
Say it again.
And I just had to say that about birthright citizenship. Remember, it was originally, 14th Amendment, originally came into play
Come on.
ensure that enslaved people
Come on.
brought to this country forcibly
Come on.
would be American citizens. But the language was vague, and everybody got to use it
On the backs of black
to their
people.
advantage.
On the backs of black
What the
people.
president is saying now is it wasn't meant for everybody.
Come on.
Supreme Court, or rather the Constitution, wasn't definitive with that in its language. And the Supreme Court has interpreted it as such. But it doesn't mean that a compelling argument can't be made for it to address us, especially if as a nation we are in a state of emergency.
All right, I
With
got
some,
it. Stephen A. on top of it. It's very clear. We live in a time, and I'm gonna get to Jaden real quick because I was up all night talking about Jaden Ivey to myself because my wife ain't here, so I was talking to myself. Bro, we live in a time where human beings are the stupidest as they've ever been. God is my witness. We're stupider than we've ever been in the history of the world. When I say stupid, I'm not talking about ignorant. I'm talking about stupid. That's willful stupidity. Ignorance, at one point, we were ignorant. We didn't have technology. People couldn't read and all this other stuff throughout the history of mankind. Now we have all the capabilities and things that we need to be successful and smart and in tune with what's going on, and we stupid. Everybody got a Bible, and we stupider than we ever been. Why in the funnel cake are we arguing about whether a man should be in a woman's sport? Why are we arguing should illegal aliens be able to come over in our country to thwart immigration by having a baby on American soil to make them an American citizen when you can't do that in no other country in the world? None. You can't go to Canada and do it, or Mexico. You can't go to China. But where else can you do this at? You go to Israel and have a baby. You go have an Israeli citizen? No. Nowhere in the world are they doing this. Nowhere. And we arguing. We got grown people with degrees at the Supreme Court arguing over stupid stuff. What is a woman? Ketanji Brown Jackson don't know what a woman is. You took biology at some point in grade school. You got a doctorate degree. You are a Supreme Court justice, and you say you don't know what a woman is. And you a woman with a JJ. And you gotta go to the store and get that thing that you got every month. And you don't know what a woman is, Ketanji Brown Jackson. You got kids. I think she got kids. So then something can't. You got legs up like this at the hospital. And you don't know what a woman is? Push. You know how crazy that is? And you still, after all that, you don't know what a woman is? I think Ketanji got kids. Maybe she need to have kids. Every month you got to go through that thing and you don't know the difference. Y'all ain't gonna make heaven. Come on, Jaden. Let's talk about Jaden real quick. I want to make this argument very simple. This argument is easy. Two things here. If Jaden was a superstar, nobody would care what he did. It's only because if you're not a superstar, you can't just say anything. Number two, if Jaden was a degenerate, they wouldn't care. Which one is more problematic in the locker room? A self-righteous Christian or a gay dude? Come on, we're going to talk about it. Let me play this clip real quick, and then I'm going to talk about the end. You tell all the men out there, all the men out there, who is the worst person to be in the locker room? A gay dude or a Christian that's self-righteous? That's always talking about Jesus and all this stuff. Or a gay dude? All right, y'all in the comment section, all y'all that play sports, you tell me what, and then I'm explaining to you why. Roll the clip.
Jaden Ivey, he doesn't necessarily mesh well with others. So yesterday, the Bulls let him go. Never screw with the locker room. Never screw with the workplace. You are always entitled to your own opinion. but you're never entitled, especially if you're not productive or you're disappointing, to disrupt the workspace. Be really great at something. You'll be able to get away with more.
Partially true. What's the next one? Roll it.
This was a consequence, let's not get it twisted. Jaden Ivey wasn't waived because he's a man of faith. The NBA is full of deeply religious players. That has never been the issue. He was waived because he specifically called NBA Pride Month a celebration of unrighteousness on his public platform while under contract. There's a difference between having beliefs and using your platform to call out a community your employer explicitly stands behind. Ivey crossed that line and the Bulls responded. It's not about religion, it's about conduct. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences, and the Bulls made that very clear today.
I got to step on, look, young lady. That fool, I'm going to call her a fool because she a fool. When you say there's a bunch of people in the NBA that are deeply religious, and y'all not talking out against this, y'all can get on and go, Black Lives Matter. The NBA need to change the way they treat black people. Y'all can push for every activism that there is, but if you're a Christian, you can't say nothing about it. You can't have no activism, right? The NBA, the NFL, they need to treat black people. They need to donate money to black causes and Black Lives Matter and all this. And I'm for this and for that. And everybody got dashikis and I want to take a knee during the national anthem. And you want to do all this other stuff. But if you're a Christian, you can't push for nothing. I'm just saying. Talking about we got deeply these dudes Sunday, Easter Sunday Christians. People ain't really living like that. Easter Sunday Christians. They getting drunk at the strip club and talking about they got a cross on their neck. They beating their girlfriends up with a cross. Talking about, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Beating their girlfriends up. Got all kind of baby mamas. Every city they go to, they hidden girls in every city. I just want to thank the Lord, my Lord and Savior, for giving me a good game today. And then when you lose, you ain't talking about Jesus. Your Lord and Savior ain't there when you lost. But they so deeply religious. If they were deeply religious, they'll have a problem with this LGBTQ stuff too. But they gummy bear Christians. They ain't finna stand on nothing if they gonna lose some money. All right, come on. Last one.
There is freedom of speech, but freedom of speech does not necessarily mean freedom of consequence. I also will remind everybody, starting from the sports perspective, your talent will make room for you. If Jaden Ivey was averaging 20 points and 10 assists right now, 20 points and 10 boards right now, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation. But because in January of 2025, he broke his left fibula, and then in October of 2025, he had arthroscopic knee surgery, and then again, he's missed the last 2 weeks he had missed, starting in February 21st after getting traded from the Detroit Pistons to the Chicago Bulls. As a result, averaging 11 points and 3 assists, his talent is not making room for him. Plus, if you're in the training room, we do not necessarily want to hear from you. We want to just see you recovering. So from a sports perspective, starting there, athletes, your talent makes room for you. If the talent starts to diminish.
All right. So Acho, you admitting in an NBA hypocrisy. That's fine. The NBA do what they want to do. It's a private business. But are you admitting that it's hypocrisy? That means if who a star? I only know LeBron James. Who a star? KD? Kevin Durant get on there and say, the Lord is coming back one day, and he could tell his head coach, you're going to hell if you don't do right. Man, they not finna get rid of KD. All that money they pay him. You think Tiger Woods, you think he never gonna golf again? Tiger Woods rode his SUV over with a DUI. He gonna be swinging that golf club. He gonna be a designated driver. I got that from Nick. He gonna be a designated driver here soon. Man, ain't nobody gonna stop his contract. You got dudes in the NFL beating their women up. Ray Lewis them was caught up in a potential murder situation. Man, they don't care. Beat your woman up. They'll suspend you for 6 games. They not finna cut you. Quit playing. Just admit that the NBA, just like we all know what's happening here. Let me say this. Acho probably had more to say, but let me say this. I got to get to the callers. I'm going to have to skip Leslie Jones. Maybe I'll get Leslie Jones. We'll just extend the show. Y'all want to hear me talk about Leslie Jones? Give me a 1 if you want to hear me talk about Leslie Jones saying that marriage is slavery. Or y'all want me to talk about it tomorrow. Put a 1 if you want me to talk about it today. Put a 2 if you want me to talk about it tomorrow. I'll get to it tomorrow. We got callers coming up too. But let me just say this real quick. Can we all be honest? When you the man, you can say whatever you want to say. When you're a bench player, they're gonna make an example out of you. If you're a Christian, they'll make an example out of you for whatever you say. If you're a whoremonger or you a gay dude, they will never cut you. I don't care if you was riding a bench. I'm telling you, this is what will happen. And I said this. Why I said, which one is worse? A self-righteous Christian in the locker room. And I'm not saying this guy's a self-righteous Christian. I'm trying to make him the worst case scenario. A self-righteous Christian or a gay dude in the locker room, who's worse? It's a gay dude, bro. And nobody got the balls to say this, but Brandon Tatum and maybe a couple other people. Nobody want a gay dude in the locker room. Why? Because that's like bro culture 101. We in there having fun. I don't know, locker room may be changed when I was playing. When I was playing, we talking about the girls we want, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm telling you what happens, all right? When I got saved, I kind of turned it off, right? Had my gospel music on, I'm just to myself. But in the locker room, bro, what we doing? We doing men stuff, right? We talking trash, we fighting, we popping each other with towels, we making fun of each other. I'm talking about making fun of each other. Dude comes to the locker room, bro, put a towel over that little thing. We know you ain't getting no girls. You know what I'm saying? We just mess with each other like that. It's all good. It's all good, man. And that's what you do in the locker room. But then the gay dude in there, it get weird, don't it? You like, bro, like, I'm over here getting undressed and you just sitting in your locker. What you thinking about right now? Are you lusting over me, bro? I don't even feel comfortable being around this dude because I know he lusting. Tell me he ain't lusting. The fool like men. And you in the locker room, that's like a lion like zebras, right? They eat them. That's what the lion wants, right? And you put a locker room full of zebras. That's what that is. That's like a straight man going into the volleyball locker room. What? For a young man, that you just made my day. I get to see these fine naked women in here. You crazy? I can't function. You know what I'm saying? But you tell me a gay dude just somehow he gay, he like dudes. I'm assuming a gay dude like dudes like women. Is that a fair assessment? That means that all the lustful things that men think about, they battle with when it comes to women. A man battles with that when it comes to other men. Like he look at him and be like, oh my God, that girl looks good. Another man look at another man and be like, oh my God, that dude, right? So let's get that established. You in the locker room with men who are in the best shape of their lives. At least 2 or 3 of them you got to be attracted to. And you telling me a gay dude turn it off when he go in the locker room. I'm straight now. And I'm gay when I leave the door. No, that dude in there, now he can see all his favorite dudes he want to sleep with. He can see what they look like naked. It's the same thing if a dude was in the softball locker room. It's the same thing Leah Thomas was doing when he was in the locker room with Riley Gaines now. Why are we playing and lying ourselves? Anyway, but the Christian, he just quoting Bible scriptures, and y'all say he's a detriment to the locker room. But everybody else got to put up with that other guy with a thong in the locker room. I ain't never been in the locker room with a gay dude, but I thought it'd be weird, right? What if the dude coming there with a thong on? Bro, you messing up the team dynamic, bro. Especially on the football field. Everybody got to be gangster, right? We go out and play, we finna kill these dudes, man. We finna mob on these dudes. Testosterone, just everybody fighting each other. Ah! And you got this dude there with a thong on. You like, bro, we can't be tough. You got a thong. We can't be tough. You got a boyfriend, bro. Like you messed our whole thing up. We supposed to be dogs in here. You a cat, dude. Anyway, I love y'all anyway. Let's get to this one thing, and I gotta go because I want to go shooting right now. Let's go to, what's her name? They want me to talk about old girl? All right, before we get to Leslie Jones, yeah, wait till y'all hear what this woman said. Wait till you hear what she said. I want to give a quick shout out to Verdict real quick. Shout out to Verdict, best bourbon in the game. Give it a try. Don't believe me, look at the reviews. We already in multiple restaurants. We're getting ready to get in the grocery store, one of the biggest, most prominent grocery stores in Arizona. And everything is going really, really great. Why? Because we took our time to make a real bourbon. Let me just say this real quick. I'm gonna vent just a little bit, bruh. There's other people that just slap their name on stuff because they're a celebrity or they have whatever. Man, we took our time and we went methodically through sampling and producing the best bourbon that we could. Period. And this is why when people come to our booth and why people try the bourbon, they buy it online and they drink it. We go to the restaurants and we do a tasting. This is why people are 100% of the time, they go, oh, we got to carry this. Oh, this is the best bourbon I ever had. Why? Because we actually drink bourbon and we know what it's supposed to taste like, and we got the best bourbon in the game, hands down, especially at the price point. There ain't no bourbon better than ours at the price point. All right, I'm just little PSA. Bring it on. I was gonna call her a gorilla, but I'm not. I would never call a woman a gorilla. Okay, let's listen to this woman, and I know she jokes because she's a comedian. A part of me thinks she's telling the truth, and that she really feel this way. Roll the clip.
Could you be a trad wife is what I'm asking.
Trad wife meaning like I'd be at home and no.
Like making Oreos from scratch.
I don't absolutely not.
Why not?
Because that's not who the I am. And my daddy didn't raise me like that.
To be a trad wife.
To be anybody's wife. My dad used to literally say that to me. I didn't raise you to be somebody's wife.
That's so brave.
I don't know if it's brave or smart. Most of the people that I know that's gotten married are divorced now.
And so, really, that's an indictment of the institution.
Yeah. I think marriage is legalized slavery.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Say more, because if I'm thinking about slavery and I'm thinking about marriage, there are two different images that come into my head.
Absolutely not. I don't think, I don't know how you don't. A man is, especially if he's expecting you to be a trad wife, you might as well pull out a whip and a chain.
Wow. So there are young people watching who might be wanting to get married. What would you say to them?
Don't.
Don't get married?
No.
Okay.
Oh, God, you are crazy.
How am I crazy?
You are crazy.
You're saying that marriage is a...
No, I don't believe in the marriage. No, I don't.
So you wouldn't get married?
No, and I don't think it's beneficial for a woman at all.
There you go. Let me say it. You know, she was joking. She was kind of joking. This is the thing about jokes and comedians. They kind of joke, but you could tell they're serious. She was exaggerating at first, but then you got her real feelings at the end of that. She really do think marriage is not good for women. Well, one, of course you would think that because nobody want to marry you. And so, of course, that's your experience. And when you say, all of my friends got divorced, it's because you got a batch of bad friends that's just your friends. Because either your friends can't pick them or your friends don't know how to stay loyal to somebody. That just means you got a bad batch of friends. Or your friends are doing bad things, one of the two things. Because all my friends that I know are all married. Well, they're still married. I don't know, like dudes I went to school with that I consider to be friends that I still communicate with, all these dudes are still married. Anybody get a divorce? One guy got a divorce that I know. I was in his wedding, and I want my money back. I want a refund because that suit that I had to rent when I was broke, I remember, I want my money back. I almost want to say your name, but I'm not going to say it because I still like you, but I want my money back. Because y'all done got us showing up. I didn't have to rent that suit and them shoes when I was a cop making $21.80 and now I couldn't afford it. I thought you were going to pay for it because your daddy was rich, and then I got the bill, and it was like $300 I put on my credit card. And then y'all got a divorce. I want my money back. I think there should be a law. If I go to your wedding and you get a divorce, then you should give me you give me a partial refund. I mean, prorated. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all should be married till you die. That's what you said at the thing. I get married till I die. So we're going to prorate how much you're going to pay everybody back based on how many years you together. You make it until one of y'all die. Both of y'all die, one of y'all died, and then you ain't got to get nobody a refund. You get a divorce in 5 years, you a full refund. It's a 5-year money back guarantee. How you got me going to your wedding and I didn't spend all this money at the bachelor party. That's why my friends, like, this is the thing. When you got friends that get married, you need to show up you need to hold them accountable. My friend called me, man, man, I don't want nothing. You better make it work with that woman. Y'all better go to therapy or something. What you mean you don't? What you mean you don't like? You ain't gotta like it. You got to be committed. That's all God wants you to. You got to be committed. You ain't gotta like what your wife be doing. You be able to talk about it. I ain't never divorced my wife ever. Never. She do something I don't like. So who said it? Who said you gotta like everything? No, I just get over it. I learn, pick my battles. I don't like my wife getting all them Amazon packages. I think Amazon should have a room at our house. Come spend a night, bro. Like we feed you. You ours now. We should have an Amazon locker room, and they come in. Hey, it's hot. Come and change your clothes. We got Amazon all at the front door. They think we wholesaling out our house. We got so many Amazon packages. I'm like, I swear to God, I'm a Korean. I swear, if you buy one more thing from Amazon, I'm gonna blow up. We can't even put our recycling bin box. We gotta cut boxes down like we at Amazon Fulfillment Center. How we got so many boxes out here? But I still love that woman. I just don't like all them Amazon boxes. I almost called it fraud one day. I say I'm finna call somebody's. I'm gonna tell y'all a story real quick, and I'm gonna go to the callers. I promise you. Honest to God truth. My assistant was looking at the bank statement on a credit card that I had, and I was looking through the credit card, and I said, "Oh my God! Like somebody stole my credit card. Like this is fraud. Like there's no way there's 6 Amazon purchases in one day. That's fraud, right?" I'm looking through it. I'm like, Amazon every day for like 2 weeks? Sometimes 3 or 4 in one day. I said, somebody got my card and stole my money. It was my wife. I almost called the police. I swear, God is my witness. I said, ask my sister. I said, we got to call this in. Like, this is fraud. Like, I was actually happy because I was like, I didn't spend this money. It's a fraud. I'm going to get my money back. Oh, no. My wife just love going in. She get little stuff, bro, and return it. Like, how you do? I look on my credit card and it's like refund. I'm like, how you buying and refunding at the same stuff? All right, let me get to the callers. Thank y'all for watching. We got to get to the voicemails now, okay? So the voicemails, when people call in, they can say whether they have a question. They can say something favorable. I love you, Brandon. You're the greatest YouTuber ever. You so much cooler than everybody else. Or you can say, I hate you, you Tamu Tatumstein. Whichever one, you can leave it. But now is the time where I want to hear the voicemails. Let's roll it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the first voicemail. Roll it.
Hi, this is Monica calling from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. And I watch a lot of YouTube. I mean, I have it on during the day while I'm working here from home. And I have a lot of the body cam videos. I can't get enough of them. I just find it very real and raw. And I'm always surprised at how many women cops that something really bad ends up happening and they can't even get the guy's hand on their, behind their back or whatever. And I was just wondering, as an officer, did you ever feel like if you were calling for backup and then 2 women showed up, if that was something that actually gave you fear, or if right away you just looked at it as your fellow man, your fellow police officer person? So I guess that was my question. As a police officer, do men have a hard time with the women cops that are around them for that specific reason? And thanks.
Thank you, Monica. Appreciate it. The answer is yes. And it's not all the time, and it's not every call. I'm a very fair person. Like, I'm being reasonable. Like, sometimes when you go to a call and the guy's all hyped up or a woman is all hyped up, you kind of like for a woman to come to the call, right? Because then if they're a good cop and a woman cop, right, then they can talk the person down. A lot of times dudes don't want to fight women. They'll fight a man, but sometimes they see their mama or something when a woman show up and they kind of de-escalate. Though in some of those situations, it's good to somehow have a diversity. But when it comes to fist fighting, I don't want women to show up to the call. Like when I was a police officer, I could probably name like 3 women that if they showed up, I'd feel like I had a chance. Every other woman on the police department, that's not where they supposed to be, right? I didn't have times where I was throwing them down by myself with a female officer with me. She ain't trying to get in there. And I will say this. I want to say her name because she probably will like if I say her name. I had a female cop. She about 113 pounds with the gun belt on. She probably about as white as this piece of paper, but she a dog though. I remember the first time she was on the call, this dude was acting up. He was up under a blanket in somebody's warehouse. He wasn't even supposed to be there. He said something to her. She jumped on him before I can get to him. Now, she a dog. So she came to the call. She may lose, but she gonna lose hard. All right? But there ain't many of them. That's all I'm saying. So it is true that when you get but I'll tell you this. There's some dudes that you like. I'm gonna tell y'all how it sound on the radio. I swear, I'm gonna get to these calls. I'm gonna tell y'all how it sound on the radio, right? You hear 10-8-4, 10-18. 10-8-4, 10-18 mean I need backup, right? When you are the person saying 10-8-4, 10-18, you're listening for this. 2 out of 11, 7 in route. When they hear 2 out of 11, 7 in route, that's me. They're like, oh my God, big Tatum coming. He finna sweep the whole house. When you hear 2 out of 3, 3, 5 in route, you like, oh no, 2, 2, 3, 5. No, come on. Like 2 out of 6, 6, 5. 6, 6, 5 in route. Force 10 in route. Sam 8 in route. You like, oh, I'm looking at the guy and I'm like, you finna lose, bro. This is finna be bad for you. Did you hear who was on his way? 2 out of 11, 7, bro. He played football at U of A. He finna smoke you when he get here. Sam 6, that's a K9. He finna smoke. They dog finna tear your hamstring out. You hear that? You don't want to hear the other guy that's like, Sam 6, 5, Adam 5, I'm in round. You like, dang, dude, 5 Adam 5 is trash with the hands, bro. I want 11-7 them in route. Anyway, next call.
Hey, Brandon. My name is Jordan. I am from Little Rock, Arkansas. I am 37 years old, and I call myself a independent free thinker, and I do support conservative values. And my topic is basically about how a lot of black people in my city are so quick to try to blame everyone when it comes to people harassing black folks, but at the same time, you're still acting out in public when it comes to uncommon sense. You want to bring black petite to certain parts of the area when it comes to restaurants and bars, even public areas where people just want to sit and relax like parks. And when someone approaches you, you want to try to blame them when it comes to your attitude, but not blame yourselves. And so when it comes to someone like myself who is black that approaches them, they want to call me traitor and tell me that I am sucking up to white people, but it's not about that. It's about common sense and respect for yourselves and everyone else. And so my question for you is this, is that how can we try to convince people like that to do better and have people not be afraid of us and not treat us like we're second-class citizens? Because that's a problem when it comes to being a black person in this country, is that even though folks like you and myself, we have respect for others and other people who are black, but at the same time, people are just so quick to try to say, well, black people are this and black people are that, and all of a sudden black people want to try to start something and just raise hell, in other words. So Tell me, what should I do in order to basically have this nonsense stop?
All right, I got it. Jordan, thanks so much for the call from Arkansas. You can't help them ninjas, okay? Them ninjas can't be saved. There are some black folk that can be saved, but them ninjas ain't going nowhere. The devil has got their mind. They don't want to listen to nobody. Their daddy wasn't in their life. You can't change them. You got to just stay away from them. I'm just being honest. If I was white, y'all be mad at me for saying this, but I grew up in a black neighborhood. You got to stay away from them Ninja Turtles. They not trying to do nothing for their life. They ghetto as a mud. You just got to stay away from them because they go somewhere, they cutting up, and as soon as a white person say, hey, man, can you not cuss my kids in here? Oh, no, I'll shoot everybody in it, man. You like, Bro, all I said was, can you not cuss? I got my kids right here. That's all somebody say to them. And white man. Or they come in the restaurant, ghetto, like the ones that I talked about at the one place in North Carolina. Ghetto come in there, they eat half of their food and then want a refund for the food. And then you bring it out, it still ain't good enough. They just in there being messy. They don't have no decorum. You can't worry about them. But what you got to do is you be yourself. Always standing for what's right. Leave them Ninja Turtles alone. Just move away from them. Don't go to places where these ninjas are going. Go to places where good folk going that got their mind right. Because you're going to end up getting shot trying to tell somebody to act like a human being, not an animal. So keep your head up, brother. But just stay away from them Ninja Turtles, man. All right. Next one.
Hi, my name's Christina, calling from Ohio. Love watching your show. However, I have 3 dogs, and every time you guys make the smoke detector chirp, they go crazy. I don't know if there's something else we could do instead of the smoke detector. Thanks. Love you guys.
All right. Don't do it. We'll stop doing it. She said that we will discontinue the smoke detector, right? It was a little joke that we did when we do black. We will discontinue. Joe, no more smoke detector, all right? I hope the bird don't scare him, but the smoke detector. Because I'm telling you, like YouTube was saying, the smoke detector is distracting people. And I'm like, it's a fake smoke detector. Okay. No more smoke detector. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't want your dogs to be flipping out. We can do another sound. All right, roll it.
Hey, Brandon, this is Lisa from Texas. I just want to say that I don't always agree with everything you say, but I respect everything that you have to say. I agree 100%. Females should not be cops. There's specific places for them maybe in the police, but majority of them should not be cops. Nor should we have a woman president. Could you maybe go more into depth? Because I feel like there's so many Texans, and I know a lot of people from Texas watch your show. The not Islamic, but yeah, I guess the Islam, Sharia, whatever you want to call it, trying to take over Texas. Like, it's a legit thing, and it's happening fast.
Okay.
They're allowing them to come into.
Okay. I think I got it. I think that what she's talking about is the Sharia law thing in Texas. I'm sorry, I try to make these calls quicker. But the Sharia law thing in Texas is a big thing. It was such a big thing that they passed legislation in the state of Texas to ban Sharia law. So it is an issue. I think Texans aren't paying attention to them because they're not in some of these major cities, but they are congregating. This is what Muslims do. They try to take over. They're not trying to coexist with anybody. They want everything to be under Sharia law. If I haven't read the Quran, but I bet you $1 million based on historical context that this is what they're called to do. They're called to conquer until the world is under Islamic rule. And if you think they're not doing it in Texas and their little communities, they laughing at you and shaking your hand in your face, but at the mosques, they talking about taking over y'all. But it is a big issue. I haven't looked deeper into it to see how prevalent it is, but I do know that they have passed legislation in the state of Texas to ban Sharia law, which means that it's out of control, okay? We'll get to that in a minute. We got one more, or that's the last one? One more voice call, and then we're going to move on.
The Officer Tatum. This is Adara calling from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And I called the other day and left a brief message, but I wanted to elaborate a little bit more about myself. So I am an 11-time convicted felon. I am a recovering drug addict who used to have really disgusting morals. I had no morals, matter of fact, and, I lived a very disgusting lifestyle. But because of you and Charlie Kirk, I have given my life to God, and I live a very conservative, modest lifestyle. And if somebody had told me years ago that would be the case, I probably would have slapped them. So I just want to tell you, keep doing what you're doing. It is affecting people's lives, even people you might think would never change. So I love you, and keep doing what you're doing.
All right, I love you back. Murfreesboro is one of my favorite places, especially Pastor Alan Jackson's church is in Murfreesboro. So if you're not going to church, you need to go to Pastor Alan Jackson's church in Murfreesboro. That's the best church, one of the best churches in the country. If I lived in Tennessee, I would go to that church. That would be my church. That would be my home church. I love Pastor Alan Jackson. But that makes me feel good, man, because that's one of the reasons why I keep doing what I'm doing. And maybe why I won't ever stop doing it, because I feel like God has called me to make an impact, to make a difference. And it feels good to hear that some of the things that you say isn't just rambling and ranting, and it has a purpose and a mission. If I can help one person find the Lord, bro, that's a blessing. Imagine more than one. All right, for all the members, we're going to do a quick post-show clarity. So a little recap on the show, some things that's going on in my mind. Y'all stay tuned. We'll catch you on the other side.